Hi, this is Eric Noman from Treasure Valley Community College, and I'm talking today about the processor from a system board. This is the class for hardware of CIS 110, and we're just going to talk a little bit about the processor. So as you see here, here's the system board, and the processor is located underneath the heat sink here. So first off, I'm going to take this apart. And I've already kind of manually take this off from the desktop. So as of right now, I'm just going to show you the heat sink. Here you have the heat sink. It allows the processor to cool down when the processor gets overheated. As you see here, this one's old and has a lot of dust. A lot of times, if you have a computer that's fairly new, you don't want to allow dust to get in there. It could burn up your hardware. Another way that cools down the processor and the system board is the fan. It just allows the airflow to cool down the whole system itself. But here we have the processor itself. For my home desktop, this processor, it's called it's a PGA 478B socket. And what you have here, it's right here we have a load lever. It just kind of lifts up and then allows the processor itself to come out. And this is made by Intel, and as you can tell here from the PGA, this little area right here, this is a kind of an identifier that allows you to place the processor back in the right way without breaking these little pieces here. And normally, sometimes, fairly on different models or newer, there will be another plate here that locks this in, and that's called a load plate. And that just kind of goes on top of this processor. So I'm going to put this back in the right way, which you can see here. We'll go here. It just goes right back in there. It shouldn't have to be forced. If you force it, it will probably potentially break the processor itself. And then we put the load lever down. And then normally this will be held down by the heat sink itself and then placed by screws. And then attached back on with the heat sink. Sometimes the system board will have the heat sink installed, and it will need the fan to be on top of it to cool down the processor, probably because the processor is running so fast that it creates a lot of heat. And that's all I have today to show you. Put this back on, snap it back into place, and thank you for watching.